Who knew 20 minutes could change the course of an entire war? Well, that's exactly what happened in World War I with the sinking of the Lusitania. In less than about 20 minutes, 1,959 people, including 128 American citizens, were killed, and along with it, 173 tons of war supplies were sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Little did the nations and leaders know how detrimental this one act would be, and could lead to America joining the war, and what broke the camel's back was the Zimmerman note. Germany had just begun being more offensive in the war, having just declared war on Great Britain. The British-owned steamship Lusitania was set sail on May 1st, 1915 from New York, and they were heading towards previously warned waters by Germany, not any passengers to go in. Ads were thrown throughout all of New York and the streets, telling people not to go in those areas, but the Lusitania set sail anyways. Many of the Americans doubted this threat by the Germans and assumed that it was not legit in any way, brushed it off. They even painted Lusitania gray so that it would blend into the stormy conditions, and they knew there was a risk of people dying on the ship, but they did it anyway. Ever since World War I had started, traveling the oceans was dangerous in general, but the Lusitania set anyway. This was all set up for the perfect storm. The Lusitania set sail holding tons of war supplies secretly and had many passengers, claiming that it was a passenger ship. When nearing the coast of Ireland, Lusitania was torpedoed by a German submarine and sunk in 18 minutes. There were allegedly multiple telegrams telling them not to sail, but all warnings were ignored. All 1,959 people were killed, and 173 tons of war supplies were lost. Germany had broken the naval code, but was justified in the way that they were indeed holding war supplies, but many people did not agree with this. Anti-German protests broke out through all America, and Woodrow Wilson tried to keep America out of it as long as possible. After the sinking of the Lusitania, there were many events that kept aggravating the tension between Germany and America. And the thing that aggravated the people the most was when a German telegram was intercepted by British intelligence telling Mexico to ally with them and set an attack on Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. This was then published through every newspaper around the U.S., and Woodrow Wilson still kept his foot on the brake. And then after hearing that Germany had still resumed all of its submarine attacks, America and Woodrow Wilson had had enough, and they joined World War I with their European allies. This one event then turned into a different result in World War I and really helped the European allies succeed. And if that 20-minute event did not happen in the beginning, World War I could have turned out very differently.